Ladies and gentlemen, fruits and vegetables, how are you all today? And today we're going today in story time with potato, we're going to talk about two subjects that it's quite bizarre to realize that about anglerfish's life. Yeah. I guess gender. So the topic for today's Storytime with Potato is Anglerfish and Tyrannosaurus Rex. So before I dive in, get it? Fish? Never mind. I'm thinking to do Storytime with Potato every 3 days. Just to see how it goes. If I feel like every 2 days or 1 day. Just see how it goes. By looking at it, Storytime with the Potato is I'm seeing is the best one out of all of my videos. So I'm really pouring all my energy with it, with all these facts and fascinating stuff, right? So let's dive in. Before we dive in, we need to know what is an anglerfish. I will show you a picture. This right here is an anglerfish that lives deep down in the Pacific, no, not Pacific Ocean, just very deep underwater. These predators, right, this anglerfish, which is they have these what's it called, luminescent I guess antenna on the head. You can see by the picture that something's like on top of the forehead, in front of the mouth, right? That is it makes what's it called? These it's like what's it called? A light bulb, right? You can probably see from cartoons like Finding Nemo that most of fishes gravitate to this light. So since it's deep under the water, right, the Pacific Ocean or the Indian Ocean, I think some of them are. So these are I won't say sneak attackers. They wait for the prey to come to them, right? They aren't very fast. As you can see, it's a really like weird body structure from the tail, from the body itself. So how these fish eat anything, but if the fish is actually a bit more bigger than itself, it will unhinge its jaw, right? It unhinge it, so it can probably double, triple its body weight. I mean, the size of its mouth, and it can swallow that creature inside of her stomach, right? As you can see from this picture, you probably think that male and female are probably the same, shape or the same thing, right? You can see it's like this, but actually not. These anglerfish, this is a female. Most of the female that I think that I researched that is actually like this, and after this I will show you a male counterpart, right? So these fish are not fast, but they are like they are trap predators. So they just wait for the fishes to swim by it and then chomp. Right? It's really the teeth are very sharp, and the teeth are not pointing forward, or not like our teeth that points upwards. It points inwards, right? It points inwards. So when it gets a fish, and then the fish wants to run away, right? Oh no, right? But they can't, since the teeth penetrated the skin, since like a hook, right? Since it goes back in. So why, when they want to run away, they're telling unhinging its face. It's like, the executioner when killing someone, right? Chop down the head. Because most of the fish swim not tail first, but head first, right? Because they want to see. That's what happens. So I will show you a male counterpart of this anglerfish. As you can see here, this is an anglerfish. You can be shocked to see this, they do not have those weird antennas that shows light. What's it called? The illuminated light underwater. They don't have big jaws. They don't have big bodies or anything. The scale of it, the ratio is that one female, right, in eight or seven, 7.5 or 8.5 male anglerfish to do a whole female's body to head to toe, right, or head to fin. So this is the male counterpart. They are very, very small, right? Very small. A very slender body and everything, right? I'm going to tell you why they are this small, but I'm going to go a bit of detail for this fish. Okay, why are they so small? One, inside of the stomach, inside of the body, there's no stomach. All right, they don't eat. They have only so long until they die of starvation. So they need to find a mate, right? They need to find the female, right? You need to find the female anglerfish, but it's really hard since, it's dark underwater. So they have two senses to try to track down these females. They have really their nose are very not sensitive, but sensitive to the female's pheromone or the scent. And I think it's one of those eyes are really keen on seeing the particles that illuminated out of the angler's the top dangly thing. Alright, I'm gonna show you another picture of these things. As you can see here, this is a side-by-side view of the male and the female. The female is going to be the red one, and the male is going to be the gray one. All right, you can see that female is so big than the male. The male is quite small. All right, as I said, the ratio is like I think 1:8. I think. All right, not 100% sure. So this is the side-by-side comparison. So, like I said from the beginning, that the male anglerfish doesn't have, stomach to process food or anything actually. So how they live is that they need to find a mate. The mate is going to be the female. The female is going to give the male nutrition to survive. So by nutrition, they're going to give the male blood. The blood. So this guy is technically a vampire. As you can see from here, that the male will bite into her mouth, her stomach, around her face, not those areas, right? So they will fuse together into one entity. So the male will bite into her, and I think he will dissolve the bones and everything around it. So he will technically suck out her blood, and she will do is that she's gonna heal around that wound, but by doing that, the male will, be stuck into her permanently, right? They can't, go away or other things. So the male won't wither away. The male will live, which is quite shockingly, right? Quite bizarre that the male can't do anything. He's gonna be stuck with her for eternity. So if you want to say you want to do a pickup line to any girls or any fish, plant, whatever, you can say you are my anglerfish. If she doesn't understand, well, she's dumb. Okay, so or just ask her to Google it. So like I said, these anglerfish, the male one, without her, he will die. Alright, he has a limited time, limited resources to find her, so you need to make sure he finds her quickly. But that's the sad part. 98% of females are single, alright? They didn't find a mate. Most of the time, the male will die without, nutrition to live. That's why they need the females. So the females, which is quite bizarre for me, is that they can get multiple males stuck into her. Maybe there's a couple of at the stomach, the head, the jaw. So when girls say guys are cheating, look at this anglerfish. She's cheating with her husband, right? I mean, all of them are going to infuse with her. So the only thing the male is gonna do is that he's providing sperm to make this anglerfish, reproduce. If you don't know what's the meaning of sperm, you don't need to know, alright? So that's his, like every anything in the world actually, right? They reproduced. So that's the male is only mean killing machine, not killing machine, sperm machine actually. So that's all he's gonna do. Sit there, leaching out with her blood and just giving her sperm. As you can see from this picture, there is two male anglerfish on top of her. You can see. Later, hopefully, editing potato will, edit and circle it out. So this is a see-through anglerfish, alright? So on top of it, there's two anglerfish just sucking her blood. Like a leech, what else? A vampire, all those shenanigans, alright? I don't think I'm gonna have time to do talking about Tyrannosaurus Rex and its arm, but I can talk about this, right? So they will be stuck there for a whole entire lifetime. Sometimes the body will rot, but I think the male is still alive. I'm not 100% sure, because the anglerfish, not all of them are really been studied properly, because it's really deep underwater with high pressures and everything. So people said that only 5% of the water has been searched. So we do not know everything, right? So when people said there's a lot of fish out there, like really there's a lot of fish, you can take it by two contents. One, 5% of the water has been researched. So there's a lot more what's it called? Not more fish, right, to search, and that 98% of females, right, female anglerfish, are not being taken by these blood-sucking male anglerfish, right? So, for them, most of the male are dead, probably searching for the loved ones, and yet didn't find one, and they died. When people said, "I need you in my life," this male anglerfish really takes it to 11. Like, without her, he's dead, right? He can't process any food or anything. So I'm not completely sure that instantly when he's hatched, right? I think these guys lay eggs. Not 100% sure about it, but most of the time, eggs. So maybe when he's hatched, he has only like a limited resources and energy to find her. I think that's about it. It's really quite fascinating to learn about anglerfish and other deep sea creatures. So I think this is all I can do for today. The storytelling with potato episode is getting quite long, but hopefully you'll learn one or two stuff about these really not dinosaurs, I guess, these aquatic sea creatures, because technically they are dinosaurs because they live in the dinosaur era. Remember that all the facts that I'm talking about, it's not by personal knowledge, it's from the internet. So get everything by a grain of salt to make sure that not everything that I said is 100% true. I'm just a potato. So hopefully everyone enjoys this story time with potato. I will see you guys next time with more stories and more facts to give you guys. Alright, bye bye.